Lord Thyros pressed his knuckles into the surface of the desk and held them there until the metal bruised bone. The command chamber was dark. It was always dark. He preferred it, had preferred it for 30 years. The cold blue wash of tactical holograms, the only illumination, his officers' faces lit from below like men standing over open graves. But tonight, the darkness had company. Progenitor script bled across his left eye in threads of burning amber, scrolling from right to left like a tide he could not stop. He blinked. The script did not care. He straightened, drew his hands behind his back, clenched and unclenched his fists where no one could see. The seal ring on his right hand clicked softly against itself, its living metal reshaping in response to the pressure. Authenticate, release, authenticate, release, a rhythm as old as his lordship. The drawer on the left side of the desk sat closed. He did not look at it. The hatch opened. Admiral Koros entered first, shifting his weight to his left foot the way he always did when the news was bad. Admiral Thesson followed, tapping her data gauntlet 3 times before she had crossed the threshold. They stood below the platform, looking up, as it was designed. Koros cleared his throat. Lord Thyros said, "Speak." Koros said, 3 client worlds have declared non-compliance since the broadcast, my lord. Jessad, Van Kellis and the Outer Phelan stations. Supply convoys through the Drassic corridor have been interdicted by local militia. Grain shipments are 40% below operational minimum. The Progenitor script pulsed brighter. Lord Thyros watched it scroll across Koros's face like burning lace and forced himself to focus on the words behind it. 40%. He had engineered a famine on Jessad once, precise, controlled, designed to suppress without destroying. His son had made certain the galaxy knew. Thesson tapped her gauntlet again. She said, 2 captains in the 7th Flotilla have defected to the non-compliant worlds. Captain Drevin and Captain Selene. They took their corvettes and full crew complements. Drevin broadcast a statement calling the famine evidence. She paused. He called it unconscionable. Lord Thyros said, unconscionable. He let the word sit in the recycled air between them. The script in his vision rearranged itself around the syllables as though tasting them. And what does Admiral Thesson recommend? Thesson's jaw tightened. She said, Koros said nothing. Punitive interdiction of Jessad's orbital stations. Demonstrate that non-compliance carries a cost higher than compliance. Burn the granaries they are withholding, and let hunger do what diplomacy will not. His silence was its own argument. Lord Thyros turned from them both and stared at the holographic display. The Velaris Nebula rotated slowly in blue light. Fleet positions marked as crimson points, his ships, his 30 years of military architecture. But layered over the display, visible only to him, the Progenitor script ran in parallel columns. He traced a line with his finger. The script followed his motion. It had never done that before. He said, the choir will find my son's collaborators, every relay, every signal path, every safe harbor. Vex Karen will coordinate the full network deployment. The hunt for Serethi Voss takes priority over territorial consolidation. He turned back. The amber glow of his implant caught Thesson's eyes. She looked away. He said, we do not burn granaries. We find the girl. Everything else is distraction. Thesson opened her mouth to object. Koros touched her elbow. She closed it. In the silent choir's communications hub, Vex Karan received the order through her primary terminal. The directive was clear. Full network activation, all assets reoriented toward locating Serethi Voss. Priority absolute. She read it twice. Then she read the fleet redeployment coordinates attached to the order, the positions Lord Thyros wanted the 7th Flotilla remnants to occupy. She pulled the tactical overlay on her secondary terminal. The coordinates did not match the nebula's navigable corridors. 2 of the 4 waypoints placed ships inside gas density zones that would blind their sensors within hours. She checked the star chart against the choir's own navigational data. The waypoints corresponded to nothing. No station, no asset, no strategic value. She stared at the numbers. Then she opened the fleet routing protocol on the secondary terminal and entered corrected coordinates, viable positions along the nebula's charted lanes, close enough to Lord Thyros's intent to pass casual review, far enough from the gas density zones to keep the ships alive. She transmitted the corrected order under Lord Thyros's authentication seal. Her hand was steady, her pulse was not. She sat back. The green indicator lights blinked their asymmetric patterns around her. In 3 years of service under Lord Thyros, she had never altered an order. She had watched him sever his own son's hand with the steadiness of a man trimming a hedge. She had carried the blade back to the drawer afterward. She had not questioned. But the waypoints were inside gas clouds. He was sending ships to die in fog. She thought of Kael, his sharp cheekbones, his prosthetic hand with its exposed joints he never covered, as if daring the galaxy to see what his father had done. She had trained him. She had filed the report recommending his expulsion from the choir. She had not filed the addendum noting that everything in his broadcast about the Jessard famine was verifiable. She closed the secondary terminal and folded her hands, sleeves rolled precisely twice, sidearm at the small of her back. Stillness. In the command chamber, Lord Thyros stood alone. The admirals had gone. The holograms cycled through automated updates, fleet positions, supply projections, the slow rotation of the nebula with its hidden weapons and its charted lanes and its secrets he could feel pressing against the inside of his skull like something trying to get out. The Progenitor script had changed. He noticed it the way a man notices a shift in the tide, not the individual waves, but the direction. The symbols were no longer random. They repeated, clustered, formed patterns that looked, if he let his focus soften, like coordinates. Not galactic coordinates, something older, something using a reference frame he did not recognize, but structured, intentional. His implant had been military-grade Progenitor salvage, installed 40 years ago by House Thyros's best surgeons. It had always functioned as an optical enhancement, low-light amplification, threat pattern recognition, data overlay. It had never generated content of its own. It had never shown him anything that was not there, until 6 weeks ago. He pressed his palm against his left eye. The script continued behind his hand. He thought, is something using me as a receiver? He thought, or have I simply begun to break? He did not know which answer frightened him more. He walked to the desk, stood over it. His reflection stared up from the polished black alloy, iron-grey hair, deep lines, the amber leak of the implant turning his face into something half-human in the dark. The seal ring clicked. Authenticate. Release. He opened the left drawer. The blade lay on a folded cloth, short, ceremonial, the edge still bright. He had used it once. He had told himself the cut was necessary, that a traitor's hand must be separated from the body that produced the treachery, that the lesson was for the house and not for the boy. He had told himself this every night for 6 years. The blade had not dulled. He picked it up, ran his thumb along the flat, not the edge. He was not so far gone. The metal was cold. The Progenitor script in his vision gathered around the blade as though recognizing it, amber threads spiraling along the steel like illumination following a circuit. He set the blade down. The script held its shape for a moment, then dispersed. Lord Thyros said, "Kael." The name fell into the empty room. The holograms cycled, the reactor hummed through the deck. And in his left eye, the Progenitor script pulsed, once, twice, 3 times, in a rhythm that matched no known machine cycle. A rhythm like a heartbeat. A rhythm like an answer. The seal ring went still.